your kind of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, officers freed of charges for Derek O's death to sue the police department for malicious prosecution. Loud motorcycle exhaust prompts meeting between relevant authorities. And we take you to the Banquita's House of Culture, where the sweet sound of music fills the air. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, July 27th, 2023.
Me encuentro recluida porque fui acusada de inhumación, exhumación de cadáveres, profanación de cadáveres y homicidio de 13 personas.
Ellos decían que era santería, nosotros decíamos que era satanería.
Yo nunca me imaginé que a mí me iban a aventar todo lo de Adolfo.
Quien jefaturaba y quien ordenaba y quien tenía el poder y el peso de decisión pues era Sara.
When we were elected in 2021, we were determined to work hard for the benefit of the people. In just 2.5 years, we have accomplished a lot. Amongst many of our accomplishments, we are proud to say that we have acquired the most vehicles and machinery ever acquired by any council in just a short time. Under the leadership of Mayor Ladrick Shepherd, your Orange Rock Town Council has acquired a grader, a backhoe, a garbage compactor truck, a water truck, 2 brand new utility Kias, and a brand new patrol pickup for the traffic department. With this equipment, we're able to do a lot more. We remain committed to continue working together because only together progress continues.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. A few weeks ago, 2 of the 4 officers charged in connection with the death of 20-year-old Derek O saw the charges against them dropped on orders of the DPP. The officers, as we told you, are Isaiah Sanchez and Rosario Romero, both of whom we understand may be launching legal suits against the police department for malicious prosecution. Earlier this week, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams spoke about this possibility and what it would signify for the police department to be sued by its own officers.
When we look at the issue of malicious prosecution, the fact that a matter was withdrawn against you does not make it malicious prosecution. The law is clear that the prosecution must have been done with malice and would have had to cause you loss, meaning cause damage to your fame or reputation. I don't think that what transpired would amount to that. Certainly there was reasonable cause for the police to have arrested those persons who were arrested. Again, it was done based on instructions obtained from the DPP's counsel. They are the ones who normally advises the police. And again, if it is that when the investigation is completed in its entirety and it goes to the DPP office now for a full review before going to PI, if the DPP were to find that the evidence was not strong enough against the individuals, then the DPP can withdraw, which was what was done in this particular instance. When the DPP reviewed the file and saw that, not to say that there was no evidence, but there was not sufficient evidence that she believed would have resulted in a conviction, she withdrew. Nor had she found that there was not sufficient evidence that could have led to a conviction and proceeded with the prosecution, then you would have been able to say that there is some degree of malice there. But the DPP office did what they believe ought to have done in accordance with the law, and the matter was withdrawn against them. So anybody can sue, the question is how far it is going to go. And so just wait and see.
The case against the other two officers charged for Derek O's death remains before the courts. A preliminary inquiry against them began on July 14th. Excessive noise from motorcycles is an issue that's been brewing for months. Of recently, it has escalated to a level that is unacceptable from some residents of Orange Walk Town. Though legislation exists to deal with the nuisance emitted by bikers, are our officers enforcing the law? It is a valid question the residents are asking themselves. The situation of the noise pollution caused by the loud motorcycle exhaust prompted a meeting between relevant authorities today, and recommendations were made to adequately and positively counterattack the situation. We were at the meeting and spoke to members present who told us what Orange Walk residents can expect in a short and long-term period.
We have decided to have a meeting this morning to discuss the recent reports that we have been receiving on a daily basis with the noise pollution caused by motorcycles riders. So this morning we met along with the personnel from the Transport Department, Traffic Department, and the town administrator. We have discussed certain issues that we want to achieve so that we could curb the problems with the motorcycle noise pollution. We receive calls from the general public about excessive noise from the motorcycles going around, doing parades within the town, and even parking in front of different business places and just raving or joining a group of motorcycle riders going around making the excessive noise.
We have been out there, especially with the excessive passengers, where we ask people to obey the law. We ask them to also consider the safety of their families. Your certificate of registration clearly says that no more than two, the rider and the passenger. Yet we keep seeing 4. I've seen 5. We've spoken to a couple of families about it. I mean, it's for the safety of your family. The officers do take it. If we have a repeat offender, we talk again with the person. We let them understand that you shouldn't be putting the lives of your loved ones online. I mean, there can be an accident and your entire family is hurt just because you decided to pack 5 of them on a cycle. Enforcement of helmets, we as well go after these people. They need to understand that wearing something and just holding it down, if you get in an accident, guess where your hand will go? That way, your helmet will fly that way and you will fly that way. So we're asking them to wear the proper helmet, to strap it under their chin as well. In terms of the noise, we do have an issue with that. We don't chase riders who do that because they literally tell us, catch us if you can. We don't entertain that. We won't fall for that. We do have your plate number. We do issue tickets. But it's something that with the help of the police, with the help of National Transport, you will be seeing more and more people being pulled over to comply.
The Orange Walk traffic manager was also present at today's meeting, and according to her, today's session demonstrates that traffic issues can be resolved when departments work together.
I am happy that we got together to meet as a team, the police, National Transport, and our representation through the council. It helps us to understand the importance of a unified front for enforcing traffic laws, and working together will help us to achieve that. Right now, the key thing is to get people to be in compliance with the traffic laws, especially pertaining to the motorcycles with excess noise, excess passengers, not wearing helmets. It's important that we work together as a team to let people understand that the law is a law, and it's our responsibility as authority to enforce the law.
But before getting hefty on the implementation of existing laws, both the police and traffic department will embark on a public awareness campaign.
We have the excessive noise from the motor vehicles. This is in accordance with Regulation 128, 135, and 136 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Regulations. The regulation is saying no vehicle shall be used on any public road if it's not equipped with a silencer to reduce the noise from the exhaust, or no tractor shall use jack brakes within any municipal boundaries, right? And we know that people remove the silencer from the motorcycles and use it like that, right? Causing the excess noise that we are hearing on a daily basis. Today we have decided that we will be doing an educational campaign where we'll be educating the people and informing the general public about the offenses that exist, and that if after the education for the first month, for the second, like at the end of August or the early September, we'll be doing full enforcement of the law, because the law is there and we must respect the law. So at this point, we're doing the educational campaign for the month of August.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse. I keep mentioning that to some people who visit us to query their tickets. It's just an excuse, period. And they believe by saying, yo no sabía, I didn't know, that, okay, it's okay for you to break the law. At the blink of an eye, an accident can happen. And so you being ignorant of the law makes a difference whether you live or you die. I think it's important for us to once more sensitize people. If you get a license, you should know you should drive on the right-hand side, park on the right-hand side, don't go contrary to the flow of traffic, don't park contrary to the flow of traffic. If you are a motorcycle rider, you should know that you shouldn't have more than 2. I mean, it's amazing that they pack 5. Sometimes on a scooter, but ignorance of the law is absolutely no excuse. We will ticket you.
Present at today's meeting were representatives from the Orange Walk Police Formation, the Orange Walk Traffic Authority, and the administrator of the Orange Walk Town Council. In May this year, the Department of Transport issued an advisory after noting the growing number of electric motorcycles or scooters on the road. At that time, the department reminded the public that it is unlawful to operate these vehicles on any public road without a license or registration. The department still stands by its release, saying that the misuse of electric motorcycles can result in serious injuries to self or to property. While we had the opportunity today, we pressed the municipal transport manager, Dorita Burgos, for an update on the electric bike use and the law pertinent to its use.
More and more, these electric cycles or scooters are coming into the picture. We're asking people to understand that these are considered motor vehicles by law. At the moment, we are treating them as motorcycles, and I do believe the insurance companies are doing the same. So there's insurance available for those. Once you get those insured, you can come over to the office and we will assist registering your electric scooter once you show the proper documentation. Yes.
It must be registered and it must carry an insurance?
Yes, both. Must be insured, must be registered. You need to show your bill of sale, you need to show your customs entries that duties was paid. Yeah.
And if you're caught on the road with a cycle, are you liable to get a ticket?
Well, you should be issued a ticket. We are trying to work with people. We educate them. We let them know, listen, you need to take that in to be registered. You need to have 17 and above. You need to have a driver's license to begin with the proper class, which would be Class D. So we try to speak with people to let them understand that, you know, you need to do the right thing, the legal thing. You need to register it. You need to insure it. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Of note is that anyone importing these vehicles for profitable services are expected to have a dealer's general license from the department. Treasury Department Clerk Rona Ireland of Belize City remains in custody awaiting bail on 3 charges of theft from the government of Belize, which she works for. Ireland appeared in court charged with 3 counts of theft. Allegations are that on February 3rd, she dishonestly appropriated the sum of $933.33. Again, on May 4th, it is alleged that she dishonestly appropriated the sum of $600. And a third time, it is alleged that she dishonestly appropriated the sum of $2,969.54 on May 25th, property of the government of Belize, with intent to deprive the government of such property. Ireland pleaded not guilty to all three charges, and since the police court prosecutor had no objection to bail, she was offered bail in the sum of $2,000 plus two sureties of $1,000 each. Ireland returns to court on September 22nd. Coming up next, Belize celebrates World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Stay tuned.
The Honorable John Briceño and the Orange Rock Central Executive Committee presents Summer Camp 2023, starting August 1st to August 4th at the Orange Rock People's Stadium. Discipline includes football, basketball, volleyball, and karate. Inviting children from 7 to 12 years old. It starts 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. For more information, contact the Orange Rock Central Office at telephone number 670-5057. Registration link office.pupowcentral.com/summer-2023. The Honorable John Briceño Summer Camp 2023.
Me encuentro recluida porque fui acusada de inhumación, exhumación de cadáveres, profanación de cadáveres y homicidio de 13 personas.
Ellos decían que era santería, nosotros decíamos que era satanería.
Yo nunca me imaginé que a mí me iban a aventar todo lo de Adolfo.
Quien jefaturaba y quien ordenaba y quien tenía el poder y el peso de decisión pues era Sara.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move.
The United Nations says that human trafficking is a crime that affects all countries in the world, whether as country of origin, transit, or destination for victims. This horrific crime exploits women, children, and men for various reasons that includes forced labor and sex. In recent times, according to the Secretary General of the UN, millions of people around the world have become vulnerable and destitute because of conflicts, forced displacement, climate change, inequality, and poverty. This year, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons is being celebrated under the theme, Reach Every Trafficking Victim, Leave No One Behind. In a recent video release, the Ministry of Human Development, Families, and Indigenous Peoples Affairs sends out a message that is more of a promise that the present government will do so all it can to effectively address the issue of human trafficking in Belize.
Hello friends, I am Dolores Valderramos Garcia. As Minister responsible for the Ministry of Human Development, Families, and Indigenous Peoples Affairs, I reiterate our strong commitment to equality and inclusion to further reduce the vulnerabilities of Belizeans and all people in Belize. I assure you that our team will continue to utilize our positions, whether as Minister, CEOs, directors, or staff, to advocate for prevention and sensitive responses in our fight against human trafficking in all its forms, whether labor trafficking or exploitation, or any form of sexual or other abuse, especially of children. We pledge to abide by this year's theme, which is reach every victim of trafficking, leave no one behind. Let us celebrate this World Day Against Human Trafficking with action and deeds for a Belize free of trafficking and exploitation.
If you know of a case of human trafficking, you are asked to report it to your nearest police station or to the Ministry of Human Development, Families, and Indigenous Peoples Affairs. The Statistical Institute of Belize, in partnership with UNICEF, is hosting a 2-day workshop focusing on the Multiple Indicator Cluster Surveys Program MICS-7, which is the primary and most extensive source of reliable statistical data on children and women. The 2-day workshop has the participation of key stakeholders, including trained field workers who will be responsible for conducting in-person interviews with household members on a wide range of topics, which will play a huge role in the creation of numerous strategic framework and the policies focused on the well-being of children and women. Director General of the SIB, Diana Trejo, shares more about the importance of this exercise.
What we're doing is we're hosting, along with our partners at UNICEF and the NCFC, a data needs assessment workshop. This is sort of the launch of the process where we will start to develop what exactly questions and sections and themes will go into the mix survey. And so today we're hearing from our stakeholders and our data users to find out what data they need, how we can try and fit that within the mix. And introduce them to the different modules and sample questions that are available for the mix. The mix is our largest data collection activity here in Belize outside of the census, and it is a critical one. It's done in partnership every few years with UNICEF, and this is the 4th time that the SIB is partnering with UNICEF to do the mix. It is one of the only sources of right now about 40 SDGs. A lot of those are not available from any other source, and in total it's over 170 indicators that come out of this. So the information that comes out of this provides a wealth of data for monitoring where we are in terms of things like health, child labor, education, and so on. Some of the questions, as you rightly note, would be covering sensitive topics. And so what we would do, and this is not the first time that the Institute is working in surveys that cover sensitive topics, but this just requires that we provide an additional level of training for our interviewers in how to ask these questions, how to make respondents feel comfortable in responding to these questions, and of course ensuring them that anything that they answer when we are doing the survey with them will be kept strictly confidential and only used to produce statistics from the survey.
The workshop continues tomorrow at the Biltmore Plaza in Belize City. A loss of kidney function could carry big health risk. Recent research data from the British Medical Journal and the Kidney Foundation of Canada is showing that as little as a 20 to 30% reduction in kidney function could drastically increase the risk of adverse outcomes like death, cardiovascular events, and kidney failure. This is the situation that longtime taxi driver Edwin Munoz has found himself in. It is a matter that needs dire attention but comes at a price tag out of the range for Munoz, who is the father of 4. He says that due to financial constraints, he is needing the public's financial support in order to seek medical attention at the earliest possible. We caught up with him earlier this morning as he and his friends were at a dollar drive at the pedestrian ramp in front of the municipal offices in downtown Orange Walk.
Pues unos dos semanas atrás me fui a hacer unos ultrasonidos porque me dolía parte de atrás y pues cuando vi el resultado me dijo el doctor que estoy mal de los 2 riñones, que se encogieron y pues me diagnosticaron insuficiencia renal. Entonces es el motivo de que pues estamos pidiendo donación, porque estoy esperando, tengo que hacerme otros exámenes para ver si pues van a determinar si van a hacer diálisis o no. Y pues también quiero agradecerle al mayor por darnos la oportunidad y el permiso de estar pidiendo pues una donación.
You can also reach out to Munoz at contact number 606-8691 if you would like to assist him in his health undertaking. Since the start of the summer break in early July, the Banquitas House of Culture has been hosting students from across Orange Walk community as they kicked off their official summer camp featuring a number of fun-filled, cultural and also educational programs. Today, as the camp closed off its 5th week of activities, our news team stopped by and got a glimpse of what students have learned in a special 2-week music summer camp hosted by local musicians associated with the Youth Connection Band. This melodious tune being portrayed by these students is a result of 2 weeks of training under the tutelage of our very own local musicians, including well-known Robert Chucky Usher from the Youth Connection Band.
You know that Youth Connection Band is a band that is existing for more than 40 years. And remember when we started, we never really have these kind of opportunity, especially to put our hands on some instruments. And I was thinking about this from last year, but time never really permit. And so I came back to the Banquitas House of Culture and approached Cindy and tell her, let's do it. And she liked the idea, so I spoke to the musicians that are participating. This is like a Youth Connection Band music camp. So myself, I do keyboard in the band, so I am the keyboard teacher. We have Albert, he's one of the original members of the band as well. He does bass, drums, and guitar. We have Elito Urbina Jr., who is he is the owner of the group Los Cometas, and he also is an original member of the Youth Connection Band as well when we start. So he's doing guitars and vocals as well, and I brought David from Corozal to give us a hand, because when the kids start signing up, there was so many kids signing up for keyboards. We have about 10 persons doing keyboard. I wouldn't be able to do 10 kids, so I asked him to come in and help us. But I believe it's a good thing, because this is a time to put away all the electronic items and let's do positive things. Music is something, it's the food of love. Music opens your mind. Music makes you want to do good things, and I'm so glad that the kids are participating and they are showing much, much more interest than I expected.
Being able to pass down the knowledge and love of music to the children of our community, according to Usher, marks a major highlight in his over 4-decade music career.
I wish we could do it more often because some kids had to be turned back, not because we wanted, but the spaces were full. You know, so if we could have done this summer camp for a month, then we could go next month with the other kids that wanted to come in. So I must say that I'm so happy, not for myself, but for the kids and also for the community. Because music is something very positive. You can learn so many things from music. If you can have a mountain and load of problems in the week, and when you go on Saturday night and you play your keyboard, everything is good, you know. Your relief. You don't have to take no pills. Music is a food of love, and you keep on living. You see what is happening right now in the world of music. The music is changing. So what we want to see come out from this, we want to see that the kids keep on playing some of the traditional music, because we are Belize and we should stick to our type of music, and that's what we want to do, and we hope that the kids will stick to it. You know, when they came, they never really heard any songs that we give them, but if they put on a tablet or TikTok or whatever, tactic, whatever you call it, they know everything when they're up there. So it's an idea and a part of it to try to get them out of that for some time. And they're here for 3.5 hours every day, and let's say they take an hour going and coming. That's like 5 hours out of those electronic items, and they're learning something that they will never forget. It's like when you go to school. I tell the kids, you know, you can go to school, you can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. One of your friends could take away from you. But your education, just like your music, nobody cannot take that away from you. Okay, what then? Once you have that in you, then you're good to go.
For 3 of the participants in the 2-week music camp, the experience was a very fulfilling one, which they wish to continue developing in the future.
I always wanted to learn an instrument, and piano was something I always dreamed of learning about. And when the opportunity came, I wanted to try it out.
Talk to us about some of the things that you learned while at the camp here with with the piano.
I learned how the proper placements of my fingers. I learned the different keys: A, B, C, D, F, and G. I learned how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I learned I Have a Dream.
Talk to us a little about any challenges that you saw while trying to learn the key and trying to learn a song, to play with the other students.
I found it a little bit hard to play with the singers, as sometimes they go fast or I go too slow for them. And the challenges I had was that I couldn't remember the keys properly, and it was very hard for me to learn.
I love to sing, and then I really learned how to sing a lot. The teacher who helped me made me learn that it's beautiful how your voices sound, and you can make it go more.
Is it something that you want to continue doing, singing?
Yes, I've been singing since I was little, and I really love to sing a lot.
I decided to join this summer program because I started playing guitar when I was 10 years old, and then I stopped for a little bit, and then when I see this program, it was a great opportunity for me to further my skills in guitar.
Talk to us a little about some of the things that you've learned during these days, in the program.
Okay, I've learned some different chords and how to hold an easier way to do it, and I've also learned how to cooperate with others, the fellow students, and that's also here. I learned to have experience with them.
Talk to us about the song that you guys have been learning and now being able to play it with the other students as well.
Okay, we have been learning I Have a Dream by ABBA, and when we practice it with the guitar group, it's good, but I feel like it's better when we're all together. It has we harmonize together, and it's amazing.
Talk to us about being able to work with our local musicians, being able to interact with them and learning from them.
It's been a great opportunity because since I was young, we watched Youth Connection Band and Get Harry 7, and now it's a great opportunity to work with them.
The official closing ceremony for the music program will take place on Friday, where students will receive certificates for a job well done. Today, CEO in the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Relations, Nicole Solano, represented Belize in the official transfer of the pro tempore presidency of the Central American Tourism Council, CCT, and the Central America Travel Agency, CATA, Board of Directors from Belize to El Salvador. The event was held in Salvador, El Salvador. Remarks reiterated the accomplishments of Belize's pro-tempore presidency of the CCT and CATA, including the launch of the Regional Tourism Observatory and the Emerging Courses Training Platform. CEO Solano congratulated Minister Morena Valdez of El Salvador. Valdez will undoubtedly continue to pave the way for a vibrant, inclusive, and prosperous tourism future for Central America, the ministry noted. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, July 28th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3NewsBZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.